Hi guys, and welcome to Brave Dog Training Online. Today we're gonna talk about what we can achieve with our fearful dogs and what we should prioritize in the first place. Enjoy! Alright, so I've been living with fearful dogs forever. It started with my first dog, and I only had two senior dogs who weren't afraid of me or of the world in general. Every other dog came to me with some kind of fear. Some more severe, some less severe, and what I realized over time was that it doesn't matter if we chose to adopt a fearful dog or if we just ended up with one like he. I didn't know he was such a fearful dog. I kind of got into the whole thing a little bit, naive. But what I realized is it doesn't matter if we had some kind of goals in our mind, if we had reasons for getting a dog that had nothing to do with conquering any fears. We have to set one very important goal, and that is to increase the dog's quality of life. Especially in fearful dogs, when they are afraid all the time, the quality of life is really not that high, and we have to improve it. That's the most important goal, and we can do that with finding out what needs our dogs have and fulfill them as much as possible. The problem is, with a fearful dog, we might not see what needs the dog has, because if we have a normal dog and we go for a walk, we will see, is the dog interested in wildlife? Is the dog interested in game trails? Does he want to follow game trails? Does he want to watch wildlife? Does he show any interest in other dogs or in people? Does he try to get up on things and move around, like walking on a log or something like that? Does he like to go in some kind of water? Is that something that interests him? Is he up for any search games? Does he like to dig for mice or whatever? And with a fearful dog, depending on how fearful, the more fear we have, the harder it gets to recognize some kind of need. Because the more fearful a dog is, the tinier the safety zone or the area where the dog feels secure enough to show anything. So, if we have a dog who is afraid of us, we can offer things that don't include us. Like these kind of things, right? I don't have to sit next to that. I can just, if my garden of course is escape safe, so they can't escape out of it when they are alone, then I can offer them those kinds of games. Tires are free, and at least where I live they are free, and people are happy to get rid of them, so no trouble getting those. And this is a game they can play on their own. I don't have to be anywhere near them, and I can just let them explore. Same thing with sniffle mats, with Kongs, with any kind of food puzzles, brain games. Everything they can do on their own, safely, of course, not things they can swallow, like, I don't know, kind of plastic, whatever. And then I can just start working up from there. I can, for example, if I provide something like this for them in the garden, I can try walking outside with them, but not engaging, just being in the same garden as they are. Can they still do things like that, or is that too much? It depends. And after time, is it possible that I come closer, for example? Or if we have dogs who aren't that afraid, like for her, she was a snuggle bunny from the beginning. She didn't show any kind of need except snugglies. She was really, really into that. And she was terrified of getting anything on her. So the way she is, like right now, like in a harness and with a coat on, it was impossible. She maybe, I don't know, when they caught her somewhere, they traumatized her, I don't know. But with snugglies, we had one need already figured out, and so we went from there. With him, touching was an absolute no-go. He hated being touched, but he could go outside, and so we started offering things indoors and outdoors depending on his mood and what he decided was comfortable for him. And we just let him take his time. It took, I don't know, I think a year and a half until he was really fine with us touching him. And his needs changed over the years, as well as hers. It's the same thing with every fearful dog. The more they get curious and the more they get out of their shells, they can show us what they want to do. They can try out things and broaden their horizons. And that is what quality of life is. They enjoy life more and more the more they come out of their shells. The more confident they get, the more curious they get, the more brave they get. So they need time, they need patience, and they need those tiny little problems, like these things, they can solve. That makes confident. And yes, training helps us, and it's different for every single dog. Like for her, what she loved, besides snuggles, was actually these things. And for him, his first food puzzle brain game thingy was a toilet paper roll, the inside of a toilet paper roll, to unpack and get treats out. That was his first way in, right? And his first problem he solved by himself. And that's what started his way into confidence and into enjoying life a little bit more. So why don't you write me in the comments what your fearful dog or regular dog liked doing first? What was the first achievement he had? And was it the first thing you tried with him? Or did you try a couple of things until you got the right one? I would love to read those. Enjoy your time with your fearful pup. It's worth it every single time. Bye!